Good morning.
Morning.
And good morning to you guys as well. What a view. It's beautiful. He always has to go right to the edge. I'm about to take his poop and fling it down there. Wow, this place is a gem. To think that we have a week here. This would be perfect. This is what I need back home. Just a flat, clean trailer. It's a blank slate to start on. Lucky dice, huh? There are a ton of people here. Look across the way over there. There's got to be 20-some rigs across the street. So cool. There's our school bus. Makes me kind of sad. But it shouldn't, because another better opportunity will present itself down the road. All right, I'm gonna go back, have some coffee, get started on a video. Come on. Good boy. Wow, this is cool. This is really a neat spot. We could venture down a little bit more, drive further down there if we wanted to. But man, it sucks that people just throw trash like that. Like, I'm sure it's from that camper. Dude, so much. Like, just coming off and backing up. And then here's the thing with that. Then they shut this down. Like, I mean, that's literally just someone's been just dumping all their garbage down there. It's really unfortunate. Because as we've seen with so many other spots, then it's done. They shut it down. They put boulders at the beginning of it and say, oh, no, people weren't taking care of it. It sucks, but... Come on, dude. Guy acts like he's never played before in his life. Just gets so excited. Oh man, jumping like a little kid. To think that he's almost 6 or 7 years old, just doesn't even make drop it. Just doesn't even make much sense. Just a little Spitfire. Life is rough. Rough. Quite the view, I'd say. Not really much for wind today either, which is really nice. I say this in so many videos, but it is just so unique to be able to just bounce all over the United States like this and stay at all these places and stay here for a week, stay here for 2 weeks, you know, whatever we want. And to be able to do that and just float around in all these different views and terrain, it's like, why would we ever want to just stay put in one place and look at the same view day after day after day? And with solar power and satellite internet, you're able to do that, you know, with remote work. So really pretty crazy. So cool waking up at all these new places. This is a completely new spot for us. We have never stayed here, so this is a first, and I'm sure it'll be added to the list. We have been to Valley of Fire, which is just up the road, state park in Nevada, but we've never stayed here. Super cool. There is so many people here. We should almost drive down. I'm gonna try and point way down there. You can see vehicles way off in the distance. If we drove down there, it'd probably be a better spot for us to kind of hang out with him. I mean, man, there's gotta be over 100 rigs here, because you look at that cluster, that main parking lot over there, there's probably 20, 25. And then I'd say in this cluster here, another 15. Another 10 or 12 in here, and then it just spirals out. And then you look over there, there's another 10, maybe 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 that I can see and count. Crazy. And to think all over out west, there's just all these little groups and gatherings of people escaping the winter in other climates and living out here. Might I add, for rent-free, rent and mortgage-free. And if you got solar power, power is free. You have your initial investment, but hell, electric's expensive, man. And heating a house in the winter is expensive. So after one winter of doing it, you know, most people are ahead, especially if you don't need that much for power. You really don't. I mean, the sun is so adequate out here that you could get by with a 200-watt panel and one lithium battery, you know, for charging a laptop. And you're probably not going to run a microwave and an air fryer and stuff, but in that regard, you could just use a generator, or, you know, cook the old-fashioned way on a propane gas stove. But yeah, super cool, really unique. Glad we came here. We were going to go to Death Valley, as I said, and we went back and forth on that one. We talked about even going back into California. We had already been there. We had a great experience. It would have been cool, but technically out of our way, now that we have to be back the first week of April. So we still got some time though, plenty more adventures to be had before we got to get back, and then we'll stop at spots along the way. We're excited for Colorado and Utah. It'll be colder there, but yeah, that's that. We'll keep you posted. I know the screen's in the way, but what a view. I mean, this is literally our backyard if you're looking at it from our bed. We've had these open since this morning. We woke up, and what, half an hour later, Rach, we open these up? Yeah. It was warm enough. What were you gonna say? It was great. It's perfect. What a nice little view. We've had people ask us before, why didn't you guys just buy an RV? Why would you have done a van? There are RVs that you can haul, like a side-by-side or a motorcycle, and you can open the back up and turn it into a porch. Sure, usually like a travel trailer. But yeah, this is perfect. It works for us. Not having windows. It's funny, the other night we were in Sam's Club for like 3 hours just hanging out in there, and I told Rach, I started laughing, and I'm like, I have no idea where we're at. I had to really give it some thought, and I thought we were at like our own parcel, our own land or something, and had a mailbox at the street, but we're in a parking lot at Sam's Club. And because we shut that front door, we have no idea. Homey. Yeah, it does. And then when we're in spots like this, you know, we open up the side door and
so I made this in the parking lot of a laundromat in Vegas, and I made 3 chicken breasts for it, which I like it to be a little more chicken forward, kind of. And we ate so much of it the first night that then when I made more chicken last night, Nate said...
Someone might have ate a little more than the other, but...
Nate said, why don't you put some of that chicken in with it? So I don't have any more cream cheese, so it's a little light on the cream cheese now, but I added in another chicken breast. And then to like make the sauce go further, I just put more buffalo and more ranch, but I used our chipotle ranch.
It's great.
This
Gives
time.
it a nice pop.
And then I put some mozzarella in there instead of cream cheese.
So think for like $15, and then the small ingredients on different miscellaneous meals like noodles, fettuccine, cheese for this and stuff. We seriously probably got a full week's worth of meals for like $22, $25. The chicken was $15. That was a lot of chicken.
It was 6 pounds.
It's so good.
It's pretty basic. I mean,
I know, but it's so tasty.
I didn't slave away at it.
Right. View out of the front porch.
What a puppy dog.
Yeah, he loves to just be out there sitting. And then view out this side.
Got a neighbor coming by.
Yup. Zeke's view. And then last but not least, I have to block Rachel's work laptop. The view out the back porch. And people wonder why we live in a van. On our evening stroll, late afternoon.
About 4 o'clock, I think.
We could totally go further down too and see if there's a spot where he could just be off leash. I mean, we kind of just, I mean, he could be off leash where we're at now, but there's a dog across the way and they would meet each other, and who knows if they're supposed to meet each other, so.
I didn't know that dog was tied up there.
Yeah. Well, and I was playing with Zeke earlier and just hucking the ball, and then I saw him. And thank God Zeke didn't run over to him. You know, that would have been bad. Oh yeah. This whole thing will fall off. Like you can tell, this is eroding quite a bit. Park right on the edge of that.
There's earthquakes here, that's all I mean.
It's windy. No, I mean, this isn't that narrow. Like, it's not like this whole section's just gonna break off. Look at where this road is compared to very cool. Actually drops off quite a ways.
Yeah, right?
On this side. Look at that setup, it's pristine. Love it. So cool. I love the uniqueness of when we're, how unique like everyone's different setup is.
Yeah.
When we're out west. It's cool. Just goes to show you how many options there are for like living and traveling and down there.
In the hole.
Yeah. So I think I'm pointing in the right spot. Our van is over there. We walked around this, what would you call it, a canyon?
A plateau mesa.
Well, we're on the plateau now, but like the
Yeah.
that swooping part that we went around. Yeah, I'm surprised no one's came down here either, but maybe just because that pitch up on this hill here is more than you really think. Like it would be kind of, I mean, we could totally come back here if we wanted. No problemo. Yeah, very interesting spot. I mean, I'm just shocked as to the amount of people here. Guy in the Airstream's leaving. Not like leaving with his Airstream, but
I was gonna say, what?
hooking or just driving away in his van. Yeah, there's a ton of people out here. This is a really cool spot. I told Rachel it reminds me of the first time we stayed in Willow Springs outside of Moab, when that was like really happening and before they considered that a state park, and you have to pay, what is it, 15 bucks a night now to camp there?
Yeah, 10 maybe.
10? Yeah, 10 sounds more right. That's what
Yeah,
this...
Willow Springs was pretty cool though.
Yeah, it was a sweet spot. This has got better views.
Yeah.
I mean, the mountains right there, and then just how right here. This reminds me of that spot outside of Page, where, but there's water below.
Horseshoe Bend?
Outside of that. Remember we stayed there and it was like
yes.
kind of questionable to get back there?
Yes, that was like Marble Canyon is what that
Yeah,
was called.
I'd love to go back to that spot. That was cool. But this kind of...
We gotta cross the whole Grand Canyon to get there.
Yeah, right. Probably ain't happening this trip.
It's probably 7 hours away. It's like
I'm
just
sure.
ridiculous. I mean, as the crow flies,
As the crow forks?
as the crow forks, it's probably like 200 miles, but
Yeah.
then to go all the way up and down and around.
Yeah, it'll be nice when they get that bridge in across the Grand Canyon. You're like, what? They're building a bridge?
You know, I did look it up. We've never been to the west side of the Grand Canyon where they built that.
Wow, this actually just goes right down.
Holy moly.
That's crazy.
It like gives me vertigo.
Yeah, well, it could be kind of torched in. You don't want to go out too far.
Wow.
Yeah.
This is like San Rafael swell.
Yeah, up at the top.
Uh-huh. Hey, desert dog.
He's like, oh, I gotta pee right on the edge. He's like, wait, that's actually pretty steep. He doesn't care though.
I think he looks too skinny again.
Really?
Yeah, bulk him up. Give him a
Okay.
chicken breast for dinner.
Sure. Probably because he's been doing 11 miles a day.
Zeke, come here. You scare the dickens out of me.
He's like, I'm lost. Crazy. It reminds me of that spot that we pulled over and walked down below the base where across the street there was like BLM, but you weren't really into it. Where was that? That was in Nevada.
Gorge.
Where?
Cathedral Gorge.
Is that what that was?
Yeah.
That's where Gregory and Albie are going?
Yeah.
Huh. They waved?
No.
Oh. Oh, you think they'll already be situated and have it open up? They go to the other side?
If we went that far and those kinds of things, so just was curious.